Whoa. Alright guys, I did make it to Friendship, otherwise you wouldn't even fucking be seeing this. So the end of my Final Destination review, if you watched that, I said that I was like traveling to Dallas really quickly that night to go see Friendship with a couple of friends, and I thankfully I made it in time. Traffic was fucking bad. It said it would take 35 minutes, it took me like 55 minutes, but I still made it before the movie. Guys, come on. It's fucking Tim Robinson. That's why I like Tim. I can't do it Tim Robinson, but you know his like little quirks and shit, how he talks. I fucking love Tim Robinson. I liked Detroiters, and I didn't even know what Detroiters really was at a time. I remember just seeing like clips of it, and I was like, this is a funny ass show. And I never watched like the actual show. And then like I Think You Should Leave came out, and it like blew up, and everyone's like, you gotta watch Detroiters. And I was like, oh, that's the show I see clips of all the time. When like around when season 1 came out of I Think You Should Leave, and I've grown to love it. I've been probably loving Tim Robinson since like around the time I guess Detroiters would have started, or no, probably would have been like right around the time it would have just ended, but around when I Think You Should Leave had started. And I just find he's so fucking funny, dude. Like I know that it's kind of like anti-humor on itself because his whole joke is that there isn't really a joke. There's almost like no payoff to anything he fucking says. But he has to make like every situation like more uncomfortable. And this whole movie is about like, have you ever been around your friends and you just know that you fucking make them uncomfortable, which is kind of a relatable thing. I'm sure I do. I'm an annoying fucking dumb white guy. So I know I probably annoy a good chunk of my friends when I'm around. However, not to the extent that maybe Tim Robinson does in this movie. And if you don't know the basic premise, essentially Tim Robinson kind of has like a lame everyday office job, lives with his wife, played by Kate Mara, and he just kind of lives life, you know? He doesn't really have any friends. He's kind of a loser, doesn't really go out, doesn't really stand up for himself. He's just kind of basic, quirky white guy who has a wife and a son. And that's kind of all anyone thinks about him, even his wife. But he gets invited to his new neighbor who moves into town, played by Paul Rudd, named Austin. He gets invited to his house, and they kind of kick it off and become friends. But if you've seen the trailer, very quickly when this friendship begins, it ends also pretty quickly because of an awkward encounter with the rest of Paul Rudd's friends when he comes to hang out with all of them. And this sends the main character, played by Tim Robinson, named Craig, off in a fucking downward spiral of just his fucking like mental illness, weird, quirky ass, fucking everything up for everyone, and it gets really awkward and really weird. It's super damn funny if you are a Tim Robinson fan. I mean, this is a 95-minute before the credits roll Tim Robinson I Think You Should Leave skit. That is what the film is. Like, very simply, that is what the film is. And if you can get on that wavelength, I think you're gonna love it. If you can't get on that wavelength, you're gonna fucking hate it. I don't think there's like kind of a like 1 to 2-way connection. I think you either find this extremely funny and right up your alley, or this is just something that does not work for you. I was looking at all my friends on Letterboxd, and it seems like all of them are 4 or higher, like 4, 4.5. I even saw a few 5s, and I have one person I follow on Letterboxd who gave it half a star, and they were like questioning like, how does this guy have a following? He is not funny. It's not everyone's wavelength, and I totally get that, but for the real Tim Robinson heads out there who just find everything he does quotable and fucking weird, you're gonna love this. If you think the sketch, and I Think You Should Leave, where his like teacher houses his burger, or you think him getting on the zip line the whole time when everyone else is actually a part of this just shitty reality dating show, he just wants to be on the zip line. If you find those sketches funny, you're gonna go see this movie and find it funny. You might also find it like a little thoughtful. It definitely has like a story to it because it has to have a structure, but most of the movie is trying to fit in like really funny, awkward, dry humor bits throughout the film. And for me, it landed on everything. But again, I can see how it wouldn't for most people. But that's just Tim Robinson for me, man. There is a scene involving a drug trip that has to be like one of the most like pointless and yet one of the funniest scenes I have like seen in a movie in the past 5 years. Like, it's up there with the fucking car bomb scene in Bottoms. If you know the scene I'm talking about, where you're just like, what the fuck? And it's amazing. It's glorious. Bonnie Tyler plays. If you know the scene, you know it. It's that equivalent where I was just like, I was just so happy to be watching a comedy. I was like, this is fucking, I love life. When I get to see a movie like this, it just like anything that could have been remotely bad is just lifted tenfold by a movie like this, and I just love it. And Paul Rudd's pretty funny too. I've heard a lot of people just pretty much go, this is like the Tim Robinson show, and it really is. He gets all the bits. It's very Tim Robinson humor. Like, this role is kind of tailor-made for him in a way, to be the awkward fucking guy who ruins like most social interactions you're having with your friends. Like, he is that guy, but you are following him. He's also your lead, so you do kind of feel attached to him. Like, there were like 2 or 3 moments in the movie where there were moments where I was like, I feel bad for him. I think he's going through so much. He knows nothing about like human interaction other than, I don't know how he got his wife. Like, I do think, like, when I think of like plot holes, I'm like, I don't know how he got married to this woman. I don't know how he's raised a son and the son just respects him and loves him. I guess it's his dad. But like, he just seems like kind of like an awkward, annoying goofball here. You're like, you gotta shut the fuck up once in a while, okay? It's gotta calm down a little bit. And that part I question, but generally speaking, other than that, I don't really think there's like a lot of plot holes. I think the story is pretty well flown together. I found the characters to be charming, kind of. Like, all the characters around Paul Rudd, I don't know, there's some dick characters. There's some characters where I'm like, all right, he's an awkward guy, and he's kind of fucking up parts of the evening. But, like, some characters are just, like, complete fucking dicks to him. Like, I mean, like, awful fucking people at times in the movie where I'm like, you're treating him, like, way too fucking harshly. And, like, I get it, he's the weirdo, but it's like my Joker. Like, this should have been Joker. The first Joker movie, complete dog shit when it comes to the messaging. Watch Friendship. That's more like a guy going through a mental illness breakdown and just his mind just not wrapping around it, and he's doing fucking awful things because of it. That, if you want to see it, watch this movie. I think that's the real thing I would recommend about Friendship. Fuck Joker, watch Friendship. No doubt. And you'll get a lot more laughs out of it. Genuine laughs. Not uncomforting laughs of like, is he actually about to choke his mom with a pillow? What the fuck? Jesus. Yeah, I don't know. I want to shout out some of like the side characters who I thought were really funny. Mainly the people who I thought, and I don't know if, definitely one of them I don't think is intentionally like super funny, but her line delivery is really good. It's Kate Mara, who plays the wife. There's a few times where she got some big laughs at me because she is definitely the normal person of this marriage, and she delivers her lines like very comfortingly. Like, she made me feel comfortable around watching the rest of this movie. I was like, you're like a real person, you know? You don't come off as like a complete fucking dick character or someone who ruins situations. She's just a human who is in this awkward kind of narcissistic relationship with this one guy who is a complete fucking asshole sometimes, but you also do feel bad for him because I don't think he's aware he's like an asshole. He's just kind of, he's an idiot, you know? He fucking misses the point of like everything. So it's kind of hard to judge him in some ways, but I don't know. I found myself attached to his character, but Kate Mara, like, she's the real grounded character. You need her in this movie, or this movie, like, realistically, I don't think this movie works without Kate Mara, and that's definitely a benefit to the movie, and I really enjoyed her in it. I thought she was really good, and I think a lot of people who see the movie are going to think that she's really good. Again, you kind of need a character like that to weigh the film down, because the film is being marketed as, like, the Tim Robinson, Paul Rudd movie. I guess if you are a big fan of Paul Rudd, I should give a slight warning that Paul Rudd he's in it. He's in it quite a bit. I'm not saying he has like only 5 minutes of screen time. He's in it for like maybe 25 to 30 minutes of screen time. But this is the Tim Robinson movie, really, so you have a lot of characters that he interacts with. That's just like the setup of the film, where he has this good friendship interaction. He's never experienced it before, and it's immediately taken away from him because of one awkward encounter that, no joke, it's a bad encounter, but like, you do give people a second chance. You don't just like immediately go like, you fucking asshole, ruining everything. Although all of Paul Rudd's friends who he interacts with, they kind of seem like dickhead Boston type people. This movie I don't believe is in Boston. I don't know where this takes place, but it felt like a Colorado-esque vibe of a place. So I'm not 100% sure. I'd have to look that up. But I don't know. I found a lot of the characters charming and funny. There are characters in this movie who also just feel like a Tim Robinson sketch. If you know the sketch about the guy at the work office who makes like little funny videos that he sends to people on, like, is it Saturdays or something? He's like, Saturday night, got a new funny video. That guy is in this movie for one like little cameo, and goddamn it, is it funny as fuck. Like, it got people in the theater. It had me dying at one point. And there are Tim Robinson characters in this. Again, this feels like it could be a giant, this movie could just be called I Think You Should Leave the Movie, and it wouldn't be like mistitled. Like, it would completely make sense. I'd be like, yeah, it's kind of what it is, and that's not a bad thing. But it's an I Think You Should Leave movie with an actual story. You know how, like, it kind of reminds me of one of those sketches. If you like, I Think You Should Leave, like the Paul Walter Hauser sketch from season 2, I think it is, where he genuinely is like about to make fun of his wife with all the other guys, and then he's like, my wife is great, and it's like a 4-minute scene of him just reflecting on all the ways his wife has supported him, and it's like a really sweet scene. And then the very ending is just like, guys, I'm not staying for the sleepover. And then it cuts to them, and they're having like basically a sleepover that like 12-year-olds would have. Like, that's the big punchline, because there was almost no joke throughout most of the thing. It kind of feels like that sketch stretched to like an hour 40, but there's so many good bits. There are so many scenes that in the future, once I see this movie like 1 or 2 more times, which I will go see this in theaters at least 1 or 2 more times, it is that funny, I'm going to like sit with it, and I'm going to quote the fucking shit out of it. Like, no doubt I'm going to quote the shit out of this movie. There's already, me and my friends at the end of the movie, we pretty much talked about like every funny scene. We went on for like 20 minutes about like every scene that I'm not going to give away spoilers to, but, you know, I feel like I should mention there's a lot of funny scenes. There's one more person I want to shout out besides Kate Mara. This guy is the writer and director. He's like young. He's probably like my age. He's probably like 23 or 24, if I had to guess. But Billy Brick, I believe is his name. It's Billy Brick. The guy, I didn't know he was in this. He's the guy from Hell of a Summer, which I did review. I don't remember if I posted that review. I know I did a recording of it. And some reviews I do post, some I don't. But you'll be seeing these two for sure. He's funny as fuck in Hell of a Summer. He's like the one reason that movie where I'm like, everyone is trying to be funny, and like there are charming characters, but most of them are dicks. Billy Brick is like kind of a dick character who made me laugh every time he was on screen. I was like, this guy has great awkward comedic timing. And I even remember saying to my friend when I saw Hell of a Summer, I was like, he could be in like a really good comedy or sketch show. Like, he could deliver that type of material really well. And he has only like 2 scenes in this movie, both like pretty short scenes. Fuck, is he fun. Like, he got like 4 or 5 laughs at me. I'm like, so fucking weird. He would fit a Tim Robinson sketch show. He would fit I Think You Should Leave perfectly. He is that goddamn funny every time he's on screen. So, shout out to Billy Brick. If you know who that is and you've seen Hell of a Summer, you do know him just by name. If you see him in this movie, fucking shout out to him. Goddamn hilarious. Like, my favorite scene of the movie probably involves him, so I have to give it credit where credit's due. And then there's a lot of fun other supporting characters. Jack Dylan Grazer, also didn't know he was in this movie. He plays the son of Kate Mara and Tim Robinson, if you know Jack Dylan Grazer from, like, It and the Shazam movies. He's always charming and funny. I think he needs to be in more stuff. Hire him for more stuff if you need a teenage actor, because he's good at heartwarming beats. I felt like he was, like, a nice character in this, and also he's funny. He knows how to deliver funny lines. He really works in anything I've seen him in. So get him in more stuff. He's really funny. He's the standout of Shazam 2, which is like a very meh movie, and I think he elevates it to like an okay 3 out of 5 movie. He's very funny in that too. Yeah, again, Paul Rudd's charming. I get why a guy who had never had friends, as soon as his first friend is like as charming and awesome as like Paul Rudd, like no shit you'd be attached to a guy like that, even though you find, I'm not going to say what, but you do kind of find out Paul Rudd might also be a bit of a liar, narcissist. But hey man, what else is there to say? Yeah, very much enjoyed the movie. Extremely funny. I almost just want to ramble on because I love saying I love this movie, but I really did. I guess if I had like any complaints, as I said, it's not like a great story with a great direction. Like, it escalates pretty quickly, and then the ending where it kind of like pays off is like a solid enough ending where I was like, that was good. That was a good ending. I kind of get what they're saying with it, but it's not going to leave you like really thinking, which I don't necessarily say you need that for a great comedy. Bottoms at the very ending doesn't make you go like, huh, like I'm really going to like think about this movie. You know, you put on Bottoms because it's very well stylized, extremely fast paced, extremely funny. and it's like appealing to look at with a great score. This has like a pretty good score. It's extremely damn funny, and I think it's pretty well paced. It's got a very dry pacing. It also has like, it's not a horror movie, but it has like horror vibes. It's definitely, it's kind of like Cable Guy in the way where you're like, this fucking guy is just making people uncomfortable in every way. It's Jim Carrey and a Cable Guy, but it's Tim Robinson type humor. And if that sounds fun to you, then you're gonna have a fucking blast. I saw a YouTuber I watched for a while. He said this is his favorite comedy of all time. He gave it 5 stars. He's like, and it will go down as that for him. And I'm like, I can get it, because I know that he finds I Think You Should Leave extremely funny. And I think if you find that show funny, you'll find this hilarious. I don't know if it's as funny as I Think You Should Leave. Granted, that's because there's multiple bits in each episode, so like, it doesn't have the middle points of like, this movie doesn't drag, but it has like middle points of like, oh, we have to actually have a character interaction here. We actually have to kind of set up something in the story, so it won't always be funny, but it will almost all the time be funny. And that's great. So, yeah. If it's playing near you this week, I would say go see it. See it with a crowd. I went really late at night, so it wasn't packed. It's a Thursday night. Even for a Thursday night, there was like maybe 20-something people in there, and there was a good amount of laughter. I bet if you see this with like real I Think You Should Leave fans, people who are most likely going to go see the movie because Tim Robinson, and you get a packed theater, fucking, your hands down, you're going to have the best time out of the movies. I was supposed to go see this Monday, and then I was supposed to go see Mission Impossible Monday, and I was like, oh, I guess I'll cancel that and go to that. I didn't get to do either because I had other shit come up. I had to stay at work a little bit late. But if I did see this if I didn't make it to Mission Impossible and I saw this, the theater for this was like a 300-seat theater packed. And I'm like, dude, that must have been the best time at the fucking theater ever. Like, I'm wondering how funny this was at South by Southwest. I can imagine that crowd loving it, because it did play there after, I think it played at Sundance first, didn't it? I think so. Regardless, Friendship, Andrew DeYoung, Paul Rudd, Kate Mara, Jack Dylan Grazer, Billy Brick, Tim Robinson. Great fucking job. I love this movie. I'm gonna give it a 9. I'm gonna give it a in terms of just laughing at a theater today, because I saw this and Final Destination. Most I've laughed in theaters in general in a while. Like, a lot of good laughs. My throat is gonna hurt from talking, but also from just the laughter I had today in movies. So good. So good. See it at Alamo Draft House, because the pre-show's fun. You get to see like some Tim Robinson sketches and shit. And I'll definitely be seeing it again. I would like to take other friends to see this movie, because I think I know other friends who would really love it. But yeah, I'm heading home right now. Gonna take a nice shower, go to bed. I'm off tomorrow, get a relaxing day. Shit, maybe I'll drive in 50 minutes to Dallas to go see it again. I don't think so. But I might go see something with my dad tomorrow. We'll see. Yeah, check out Final Destination, check out Friendship, check out more reviews on this channel, and I'll have, hold on right now. I'll have more coming. All right, see y'all. Bye. Woo!